Greetings and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Run, and today we're playing as Blue Baby, because I'm playing one of my favorite characters on one of my favorite goals in the Daily Run, so to Mom's Heart as Blue Baby. I was feeling pretty confident in myself. I knew that after two special dailies it was just nice to have a regular one, so I can maybe zone out a little bit and just do my thing and actually have a good daily and a good score at the end. Of course, as is customary with everything I play, that doesn't necessarily happen, and the first sign of trouble was Mr. Mega, and I don't necessarily think that there's anything wrong with Mr. Mega. Obviously it does make the range of explosions bigger, so it's easier to hit yourself, but because it does increase your damage, it just increases the offensive potential of the bombs whenever you place them, and I'm quite fond of that. I think it's a very nice item. It obviously is in the game since forever, but ever since that Bob's Brain daily with Mr. Mega like 2 dailies ago, I just grew a little bit of a distaste for it, and I think this particular daily reinforced that as well. So I found Big Beautiful Fly and decided I'm gonna pick it up. It's such a cute item, I would feel bad if I didn't pick it up in essence. And so I decided to do it. I just said I'm gonna make it work. I might get hit a few times throughout the run, but even though we're Blue Baby, I think we can muster enough courage to actually get through. But what I wasn't expecting was just the range, and it always surprises me. It always seems bigger than it actually needs to be. So you saw just how it hit me there. And the problem is, whenever you have any kind of bomb that is associated with Mr. Mega or an explosion, it covers 1/4 of the room, and you really can't do anything in that quarter of the room if you don't want to get damaged. But of course, with so many room variations and so many enemy variations, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna have a spider or maybe some other enemies, and you're gonna be forced to walk into the direction of the Big Beautiful Fly, especially because of how fast it respawns, or just because of the way it moves. You're gonna get hit eventually. There's nothing you can really do about that. But I thought I can make it work. I've used this item before many times, even with Mr. Mega. Sure, maybe it's a bit harder, but at least I have a lot of offensive potential. At least at the end, when I make it, I'm gonna feel proud for myself because I actually took this item, which was quite detrimental at the time, and I'll be able to make it work. Of course, what I could not have predicted was first of all the Curse of Darkness, which is my least favorite curse in the game. With spiders in the room and other enemies which I really can't see properly, you can imagine that I got myself stuck in some pretty bad situation, especially because you never know when Big Beautiful Fly is gonna spawn. It just walks into an enemy and just gonna hit you, and there's nothing you can do about it. But icing on the cake was the I'm excited pill. I decided to take it, and it screwed me. It royally screwed me, and I ended up walking into an enemy because I couldn't dodge fast enough, and I got hit, and I managed to end up dying. Of course, I could have done some things differently when I picked up Big Beautiful Fly. I maybe shouldn't have even picked up Incubus in the Devil Deal, because that left me at only half of a Spirit Heart remaining, and obviously in this situation you do want to have some buffer, so even though you get hit, it might not end up costing you that many points in the end. But I decided to pick it up. I decided to play it a bit risky. I was hoping that if I do make it to the end, again, this will be the tale as old as time, and I'll be able to kind of exclamate that I picked up Big Beautiful Fly, Mr. Mega, half of a Spirit Heart, and I managed to make it work. Of course, that didn't happen, and I only can be so lucky, and I can only sustain so many bad dailies. And this is customary at this point. Whenever I have a bad daily, it doesn't matter if it's because of a special daily or because of it's me, I tend to go maybe a bit overboard. I feel like maybe I'm a bit too confident, I take some items which I really shouldn't, and then I end up dying very early on. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Obviously it's much better if a run ends up working, but if I had to make the choice between having a good daily and not dying early on, just so I can actually make a longer video, as opposed to having a bad daily but picking up wacky items and I manage to have a shorter video, I would always prefer the longer video, because I think I can talk about more things. And even though this is the 101st episode, I still feel like I have a lot of things to say, so I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and I hope to see you next time.